So since about October 2020, I've been working almost every day, building my family tree, doing my genealogy, and learning about my people, the cultures, the beliefs, the traditions. And I was learning this for the very first time. I know some of you new viewers might be wondering, well, why didn't your parents teach you this? And I'll give you two words just to sum it up really quick because it runs so much deeper than that. Paper genocide. See, because of the colonizers, my family was forced to reclassify as mulatto and Negro and colored, and then to African American and blacks. How many more times are they going to reclassify us? All in an effort to keep us hidden away from the truth. And my family, we're not the only ones. There was millions upon millions of families who looked like the so-called African American or the so-called black person to be reclassified or be taken out.
Without their knowledge, census takers in the late 1800s listed them as Negro or black, removing their Native American identities with the stroke of a pen.
And in Sussex County, they had Indians on them, and there's copies of up to 1930 where they had crossed the Indian out and put Nig in there. And they did the same thing in Bridgeton. Same thing they put, went from C's, like I said, the M's, and mulatto to black. By 1900s, they were all black. BL, every one of them. I'm still upset about that. And I was probably in my 25 or 30 before I realized it.
See, we are the indigenous aboriginals of the Americas. And we weren't all wiped out by disease or war. We never left. We're still here. But you wouldn't know that because of the reclassification and the paper genocide from Walter Plucker and all of the other humanless beings who forced the narrative that all of us are from Africa. Now, I'm not going to jump into the details about the Out of Africa theory, paper genocide, and all the things that have happened since colonization. But in this particular video, I want to stay focused on one thing, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. So I said all of that to bring you into this one particular point right here. So once I discovered the truth about myself, my family, my ancestors, I dove right into the indigenous community, connecting, learning from so many people here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I found cousins, I've made some amazing friends, and I've learned so much. And like all things in this beautiful universe, balance must occur. I'm not going to make a general statement about every tribe and every nation, but from what I've learned, my ancestors believed in balance. They didn't believe that something is good and something is bad, but that it just has to occur in order for balance to take place. So once I started to learn about the scammers and the money-hungry people in the indigenous community, it came as no surprise. See, I was ancestrally and spiritually led to make this video today, to shed light on this problem and to provide a solution. And I'm sharing that with you because I'll be honest, I personally did not want to make this video because of balance. I'm sharing something good that can help the people, but I also know that that negative energy, or that so-called negative energy, is going to follow. I just didn't want to deal with the energy, the so-called negative energy. And I actually shared that in the previous video. And that's something that I am definitely working through, because again, this is my mission to help people. You know, you just have to deal with things along the way, but I'm divinely protected and divinely covered, so I'm good. That's why I'm here right now. So the bottom line is that there's some scammers, some straight up scammers, some straight up so-called indigenous people with agendas that don't favor us. They're telling some of y'all that you can pay your way to become an Indian. You can pay to be an Indian. And I use the word Indian because that's the legal term, all right? If I was talking to another indigenous person, I would refer to my tribes. I would not say Indian. So when I say Indian, please understand what I'm implying when I use that word. So I don't care what they're trying to sell you, what they're trying to tell you. You simply cannot do it that way. There's a few points that I want to make right now. First is that everybody has the right to self-identify. If you choose to self-identify as Anyanguia, Tapani, or Powhatan, for example, and to identify as one does not mean that you have to join a tribe or a nation. As a matter of fact, your family, your bloodline, that is your tribe. And for some people, that's all they need. So when these people try to sell you these hopes and dreams and you don't look anything like them, or better yet, you don't even know them personally. So when they're out here selling you this stuff that you can pay your way to become an Indian, or you can get these tribal IDs and have all of these rights or this protection from the United States government, then you're starting to tread in very dangerous waters. Now, on the flip side of that, there are nations that you can join if in fact you have that bloodline, if you're family to that nation or that tribe. But you must meet the qualifications. You must have the bloodline that connects you to that particular tribe or nation. You can't buy your way in, folks. Now, there are some exceptions. For example, adoption. People have been adopted into the tribes. But for the sake of this video, I just want to keep it really simple. These scammers out here, they're identifying as indigenous aboriginals, and they're targeting you. They're targeting you because they know that you're new to the community. They know that you want to have that sense of belonging. You want to belong to that tribe or to that nation. And that maybe you're looking for a way to be protected from the laws and rules of the colonizers. They know this and they use it. They use it to their advantage, to their financial advantage.
Peace and prosperity to the tribes. Yeah, you won't have to worry about any of that here. I ain't going for the scamming shit. This information is free. It's priceless, so you can't put a price tag on it. Once we all get this shit together and come back and claim our shit and run these motherfuckers up off our land, keep in mind, everything in the sky, everything in the water, everything in the ground belongs to you. Blood and bone. You dig me? That's what your ancestors' blood and bones is in the ground. All these little sites, they got golf courses, national parks, everywhere you can't go dig to prove who you are. That's where they have they shit that's government owned and federally owned land. But anyways, my point to this little clip is there are no scammers here. If you get scammed in here, report them to the admin or the moderators and we're going to get them the fuck up out of here as soon as possible. You smell me? So, yeah, peace and prosperity to the tribes. Many tribes, one nation. Keep that in mind. You might have a few disagreements, but please believe and know who your enemy is. And some of them are copper tone, but I'm talking about the hierarchy. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it right there. Peace and love to the tribes. Freedom to all.